gonna go to the gym and they have this thing and blah, 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 blah. And I said, sure, you can take her, technically you don't need permission, but technically you kind of do because those are not your kids. But it's just it's the respect, it's the boundary. And she goes, oh, the course costs like $300, $300, and it's gonna be for so long, and blah blah blah. And I asked, I was like, well, when is this thing they're gonna do? Oh, but you need $300. You're mentioning it to me for her, and you want me to give you $300 on something that you're inviting her to? That doesn't make any sense. So I said no. Are you serious? So that's another one. Never takes my kids to Disneyland or invite them to some place or anything like that. No. Never invite them to the park. Oh, let's go get some ice cream. We're going to the movies. You want to go? I want to do this. Want to do that. It's like she's very, very wazoo, very stuck up, very like that. That's her whole thing. That's what she was taught, I guess, by her parents. I don't know. And another thing, but this goes according to for my nephew. We were having a party, and it was a little girl, my other niece, but it's her side. I call her my niece. And she was having a get together, and it was like really cold, and kids are gonna play with balloons, and I told her kid, I said, you playing with balloons? Why are you playing with balloons? I'm gonna go tell your mom. And then out of within a snap, his mom was there. And I told her, I said, it's cold outside, your son's playing with balloons, they're gonna get wet again, they're gonna get sick. And instead of her saying, being logical, say, hey, give me that. What are you doing? Take care of it. She goes, take care of your kids. I was taking care of my kids the whole night. The whole night. Paying attention to my kids the whole night. And I'm like, wow. We gotta find other people. This is... And another thing, every time it comes to get-togethers at their house, so it's like Christmas Eve is always at their house. It's always fun, but it's like get-togethers, parties, and things like she'll have, whatever else they'll have at their house, and she'll invite her other family and whatever else. Nobody talks to us. Nobody talks to his mom, to my mother-in-law. Nobody talks to them, to us. We sit in a corner. We're like, what the hell? Even when it came to my husband's grandma, she came from Puerto Rico. And she didn't, like, nobody spoke. And then when it was time to come home, we all talked about it. Like, did somebody talk to you? Did you have a conversation with her side? Nope. No conversation. No conversation. I'm like, wow. So that is how her family is. And that's the Cuban side. The Cuban. Very stuck up. Not all Cubans are like that, but damn. Just her and her family is just, I don't understand. Like her brother too is like very arrogant, very, like, his shit don't stink. I don't understand it. He has a little girl, and I swear he had like maybe 5 relationships that don't last long. Like, what do you want from these people? What are you trying to show your kid? I don't understand. I know things continue. I know you're trying to find somebody else, trying to go out, but come on. Something's wrong if you can't settle down. I don't know. She wanted me to go help her get her brother from Cuba here, because she didn't want the other girl here too. And I said, it didn't dawn on me until later. And I didn't say no. I said, I'll help you. But the moment I said, oh, well, what about my daughter? What about my kid? Where am I going to leave my kid? Like, she totally ignored the question, and I'm like, I can't do it. Basically, I can't do it. And so, I didn't do it. And then later on, she threw it in my face. She goes, well, you could have had my brother. No, I don't want your brother. I don't want your brother. I want my person. I want my husband, my boyfriend at the time. I wanted him. I don't want nobody else. I want the relationship that I was in. I'm like, why? And then I guess she wanted her best friend to get married with him. That's not how... to me, that's disgusting. That's low class. And that's what? To try to get your paperwork? That's... Wow. And then one day she mentioned that before they got married, like when they started seeing each other, whatever else, her mom would go and fix her boyfriend some food or whatever else. And I said, it just dawned on me, and I'm like, you know why that she was doing that? To burst your little bubble here, she was doing that because she did not want you to be left as a hoe. Don't treat my daughter like a hoe. I'm gonna treat you like a prince. Because I think that's what was the problem. I think. I could see it. So that was I'll be honest, that's a little disgusting. That's a little sad. To marry for somebody for papers. I mean, that's what we see. That's what we see. So I'm like, yeah. And then my husband says, yeah, when you marry the girl, you marry the whole family. So that's just my opinion. That is my husband's opinion. And when they got married, I mean, yeah, nice marriage and everything else, but nice wedding. But it was just one of those things that it's sad. It's sad. And then my husband, you know, future husband, my future husband, his brother told him, he goes, what am I doing? What the hell am I doing? And I don't know the whole conversation. He didn't tell me. But that's what I remember him telling me. That he said, it's like, dude, you know, I'm getting married. And I think their marriage was just a little too fast. Usually marriages last, you know, it takes a year to plan. Because you want big and you want all that stuff. And it doesn't happen. You know, but it was just like so quick. So quick. And they got married. Just things happen. So she's very snooty. And it's sad. But it is what it is, and that's not my bed. That's not my bed. And so he's very nice. There's a lot of things. Every relationship has its up and downs. But it's a lot of things too that is so wrong. And I could keep going and going, but I believe that you guys already had a taste of what I exposed. And then my brother-in-law, Alex, he's the oldest. And he's very nice, but at the same time, he is very vindictive. Very like, I'm gonna get you back. That type of thing. You know, and it's like very macho guy. Very macho guy. And when I met him like about a month, I think. I met Lilia. I'm sorry, Lilia, his now his ex-wife, but they have a relationship where it's weird but awkward at the same time. They're only together for the kids. That's understandable. That is, to me, I think that is That's a good thing, but at the same time, I don't know if they live in the same house. So, like, if you wanted to, bring somebody else to the picture, you can't. You can't. And how do you do that? Like, you wanna have this and that with someone else, but you don't bring them to the house because you don't want the kids to see anything. So what is this? Keep the kids clean? I don't get that. I don't do that. I'm sorry. But I understand. I do understand. It's a little awkward for me because I wasn't raised like that. My parents are still together as we speak. And it's just something that I wasn't raised on that. And so my that's their relationship. But my other brother-in-law, Alex, he's very nice. He'll go out his way to help you. But he's very thick-headed, very machismo type of thing. One thing I will clarify too is that one day my mother-in-law had a party, family get together at the house. She cooked for everybody, and I remember overhearing that before they exploded, his thing, they got divorced and things like that, whatever. Before that hit the roof, he was struggling. Like, he really didn't have no friends. He couldn't confide in someone. He needed to talk to someone. And my brother-in-law Giovanni was his best man. And because they had money. I'm like, what does money have to do with it? You want him to go over there and pay for your wedding too? But anyways, so he wanted to talk with someone. He wanted to talk to his brother. And he needed to vent. He needed help. He needed a right-hand person. So he wanted to take his brother, just him and his brother, to go to a bar, go someplace to talk. Like, he needed help. Like, he didn't know what to do. He was stressed or something, and I felt bad for him after what I heard. And so he needed help. And so then my brother-in-law's wife, the Cuban girl, she goes, "Oh no, if I can't go, no, he can't go." But this is not about you. This is about him. And that is a thing that she didn't understand. Which is, in my opinion, that was wrong. That was like, oh boy, why would you do that? So weird repo guy. So he was like, I need I need to vent. And then guess what happened? A few months later, he put a recorder. He put a recorder in his wife's car. The Russian girl in his wife's car. And barking. And what was the whole purpose of that? I don't understand. To see if she was cheating? I don't know the whole thing to that. But what happened is that she found it. She flipped her lid or something like that, and I would flip my lid too. And wound up saying, you know what? We're getting a divorce or something. So before they got a divorce, before it was finalized, he moved out. He got his own place. And that was the end of that. And I don't know, their thing is bouncing back and forth, and she changed her name to her maiden name and just a lot of things. It's weird. I wasn't raised like that. They play house. That's what I call it. Playing house. And it's just disgusting. And I will give you guys more updates later. We'll continue. I'll be back.